Have you ever pondered over the peculiar phenomenon of tickling? Why does a light brush of the fingers induce such a powerful response? This curious behavior, seemingly so simple, is a riddle wrapped in layers of neuroscientific intricacies. Tickling, a paradox of sensation, straddles the line between pleasure and discomfort. On one hand, it can provoke involuntary laughter, a delightful display of merriment. On the other, it can also trigger a writhing response, a desperate escape from an overwhelming tactile onslaught. This duality is not a mere coincidence but a reflection of the complex neural circuitry that underpins our response to tickling. It is a testament to the intricate dance between the brain and the body, a dance choreographed by the delicate interplay of sensory perception and cognitive processing. From the feathery touch that elicits giggles to the more intense stimulation that evokes squirms, tickling is a potent reminder of our brain's power to transform physical touch into emotional response. Tickling at its core is a sensation, a response to a tactile stimulus. This sensation, intriguing as it is primarily detected by specialized nerve endings known as mechanoreceptors. These are our body's tactile detectives, constantly scanning for any changes in our physical environment. Dwelling deeper into the realm of these mechanoreceptors, we find two primary types: slow adapting and fast adapting. Each has its unique role in the sensory symphony of touch. Slow adapting mechanoreceptors respond to steady pressure and texture. They are like the persistent drum beat, providing a constant rhythm to our sensory experience. In contrast, fast-adapting mechanoreceptors specialize in detecting changes or movement against the skin, akin to the fleeting notes of a violin, adding depth and complexity to the melody of touch. It is this unique combination of slow and fast-adapting mechanoreceptors that allows us to experience the diverse range of tactile sensations, tickling being one of them. But the sensory journey of tickling doesn't end at the skin level. Once these mechanoreceptors detect a ticklish stimulus, they transmit this information via nerve fibers to the somatosensory cortex, the grand conductor of our brain's tactile orchestra. This area, located in the post-central gyrus of the parietal lobe, is responsible for processing and interpreting tactile information from the entire body. Here, the tickling sensation undergoes a transformative process. It's just like how a whisper in a quiet room becomes a roar in a stadium. The nerve signals from the mechanoreceptors are amplified, processed, and finally perceived as the distinctive sensation we know as tickling. In this way, tickling is not just a mere physical phenomenon, but a complex interplay of neural circuitry. The brain's role in tickling is as vital as the touch itself. This statement holds an essence of truth that the enigma of tickling is not merely a surface-level sensation, but a complex dance of neural activity that involves several regions of the brain. Let's delve into this intricate ballet, starting with the hypothalamus. This almond-sized structure, nestled deep within the brain, plays a pivotal role in our response to tickling. Acting as a director in a grand orchestra, the hypothalamus cues the laughter that often accompanies tickling. It's like the brain's humor center, orchestrating the symphony of giggles and guffaws that follow the lightest touch. But what about the emotions that come with tickling? For this, we turn to the anterior cingulate cortex. This region, akin to a maestro conducting a performance, is responsible for the emotional aspect of tickling. It's the one that decides whether that tickle is going to provoke a fit of laughter or a squirm of discomfort. The insular cortex, on the other hand, handles the subjective perception of tickling. It's the critic in the audience, the one who reviews the performance, interpreting and assigning meaning to the sensations. It's what makes us aware of the tickling, allows us to feel it, and ultimately determines whether we find it pleasurable or irritating. Together, these three brain regions, the hypothalamus, the anterior cingulate cortex, and the insular cortex, perform a delicate dance. They take the lead in this intricate ballet of tickling, each playing their part in the grand performance. It's a dance of neurons and synapses, of emotions and sensations, of laughter and discomfort. Tickling provokes laughter, but it also serves a deeper purpose, a social one. Now let's delve into the social bonding theory of tickling. This fascinating proposition suggests that tickling serves as a form of communication and bonding, especially between parents and children. You see, when we engage in tickling, we're not just triggering a physical response, we're also tapping into a complex neurochemical ballet, one in which the hormone oxytocin plays a leading role. Oxytocin, often dubbed the love hormone, is released during moments of social bonding. This potent neurochemical facilitates trust, empathy, and connection, thereby deepening the emotional resonance of these shared experiences. In the context of tickling, oxytocin acts as a biochemical sealant that reinforces the social bonds formed during this playful interaction. It's a silent partner in this dance of connection, working behind the scenes to foster relationships and create lasting bonds. But the social implications of tickling extend beyond the familial sphere. It's a tool of camaraderie, a conduit for connection, and a catalyst for shared laughter. So you see, tickling is more than just a sensory response. It's a social instrument, a silent language of bonding and affection. The tickling response is not uniform, varying widely among individuals. Indeed, this is a fascinating interplay of genetics, early experiences, and sensory processing. First, let's dive into the realm of genetics. Preliminary research suggests a hereditary component in our response to tickling. A study observing identical and fraternal twins found a significant concordance in ticklishness among monozygotic twins, implying a genetic contribution to this enigmatic sensation. As we map our genomic landscape, we may yet pinpoint the genes responsible for our differential sensitivity to tickling. Next, we navigate the labyrinth of early experiences. Neuroscience has long recognized that experiences in our formative years can shape our neural architecture. The exposure to touch and tickling in early childhood, for instance, can influence our tactile sensitivity. A child who has positive experiences with tickling may grow into an adult who relishes the sensation, while a negative association might lead to an aversion or heightened sensitivity. Lastly, we must consider the role of sensory processing differences. Imagine the world as a symphony of stimuli. For most, this symphony is harmonious, with each sensory input contributing to a balanced perception of reality. However, for individuals with conditions like autism spectrum disorder, the symphony can be discordant, with certain inputs amplified or muted. These individuals often exhibit altered responses to sensory stimuli, including tickling. To illustrate, consider the tactile defensiveness observed in some individuals on the autism spectrum. Touch, including tickling, can be overwhelming, leading to a heightened or adverse response. Conversely, hyposensitivity or decreased sensitivity to stimuli may result in a diminished response to tickling. Despite our understanding, the exact mechanisms of tickling remain shrouded in mystery. This seemingly frivolous act is a labyrinth of complexities that we have yet to fully unravel. One of the most baffling aspects is the inability to tickle oneself. The cerebellum, an area of the brain involved in motor control, seems to anticipate self-tickling, negating the surprise element essential to the tickle response. Furthermore, the variability of ticklishness among individuals remains an enigma. Is it merely a difference in sensory processing, or does it root deeper, entwining itself with our early experiences, genetic makeup, or even our psychological state? The intricate dance between touch, brain circuitry, and laughter, all wrapped up in the enigma of tickling, is a testament to the vast complexity of the human sensory experience. If you were tickled by and enjoyed this video, do like it and subscribe to the Sci Sips channel on YouTube.